going to bowl some people here in a minute. These fans wanted to bowl with us and Anti-Flag.
Yeah,
so
people don't realize that we were bowling before they were still in diapers, and we were already bowling. So
we've been bowling for years. So you don't stand a chance.
we're about to give some free lessons in the bowling department right now.
Start drinking. You're going to need all the help you can get.
So, yeah, what have you guys been up to? What have your European tour?
We've been on tour for almost 6 weeks, 5 weeks already, and it's been fantastic.
Yep, got about, I don't know, a little over 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks left, and been going back and forth to Europe, and it's been great.
So,
Mainland Europe.
Yeah, we want to be clear, mainland Europe and UK Europe is now allegedly a different thing.
It is.
So, you were up in the north of England a couple of days ago at Kendal Calling.
Yes.
I heard that went down really well.
It was great. That was one of the, they're all good, but that was one of the better festivals this tour, I think, for us.
Yeah, it was a great crowd. That was awesome. It's kind of weird. We've played Reading and Leeds and a couple of huge festivals. But there's a lot of festivals out there that we've never really had a chance to hit, and that's like an example of one. We've heard of it, but we never got to play that one before.
Yeah, which is cool because it's something different.
Yeah, and so it was awesome. It's like kind of feel like there's fans of the band there, but we're playing to some people that may never have heard of us, and that's always cool.
Yeah, 'cause it's a different kind of scene for that kind of festival, isn't it? Like, and then what is it in about a week? You're going over to Belgium for Ypres, yeah?
Ypres Fest will be there. That's next Sunday, the 16th of August. Which
Playing Rebellion Fest tomorrow with a lot of awesome old school punk rock bands. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. So the thing about Ypres Fest was quite interesting when I was looking into it. It's a hardcore festival primarily. So how do you feel like the place? I mean, it's probably the opposite of what you were having at Kendal in terms of what you would expect from the audience there. The
Yeah.
other end of the spectrum, perhaps.
It is. I mean, but we played in front of hardcore audiences before, and our band kind of teeters on the fast punk rock enough where they get into it, and it still works in that atmosphere. They'll probably go off a little more than the Kendal Calling people will. But the Kendal Calling show was great. Not because people were going absolutely crazy, it was just great in other ways.
How is it playing in a bowling alley?
It's great. This is we played a couple bowling alleys
You
now.
wouldn't think, but there's really good acoustics with the wooden lanes and everything. Yeah, it sounds
A lot of echo, a nice sort of reverb around the space.
They call it pin echo. Pin echo.
Yeah.
Really. It comes off the pins. Yeah.
And when there's a strike, our voices get louder for some inexplicable reason.
Maybe that's just added ambience.
Yes.
Like you try and get everyone to bowl in one go, and then when you have a real sort of punching note in the song, that's when you want it. Yeah.
It's really cool. We played the Brooklyn Bowl in New York before, and it has a very similar feel, and the shows there have always gone off. So
Yeah, it almost looks exactly the same.
we expect nothing less tonight.
And are you looking forward to bowling with some of your other fans?
That's what we're going to do after we get done talking to you lovely lads.
Yeah, they're queuing up. They're bulging at the doors.
Yes.
And then you're going over to Japan later this year.
Yep.
I heard about that.
Japan and Australia will be hitting.
Yeah, with Real Big Fish in Australia.
In Japan as well, Real Big Fish, and in Japan we're playing with this ska punk band called Kamuri. They've been they're probably the most popular ska punk band in Japan, and we're playing with Real Big Fish and those guys and Skank and Pickle, and it's gonna be great.
I was going to ask, because as you travel around the world, right, and you sort of link up with different ska bands in different areas, what do you notice about how the sort of ska scene is from one country to the next? Are there sort of certain differentiations of that kind of ska culture that you pick up on, or?
Not really. The only thing about the ska cultures that are different now is when you come to England and Europe, England, and then places like Quebec City or Quebec, Montreal, you'll still see rude girls and rude boys dressed up and with the haircut, the Chelsea haircuts and things.
Yeah,
but
the fashion pops up in some places more than others. You know what I mean? It'll be checkerboard suspenders and that kind of thing, and that kind of in the States you really don't really see too much of that. People are just wearing jeans and t-shirts.
Very rarely, yeah. But so that's why it feels a little different. But as far as the audiences go, the audiences feel pretty the same everywhere. For ska punk, at least for our band.
You've been over here a few times before. right?
Yeah, many times.
I was going to say, you must be linking up with old friends, yeah, every time you come back.
Yeah, and as old as we are, a lot of them have died off. So over the years, but
There's seriously fans over here that come see us so often that I see them more often than my own family.
and that is the
That's
truth.
not a joke.
And they don't. Some of them don't just follow us here in England, and this is a real honor. It's not like it's a bad thing, but they follow us in other places. Like they'll go to see us in the States and stuff. So it's cool. The fans in the UK are pretty diehard.
There's loads of like I didn't want to go into the sort of like different scenes around the world because I saw Vinny had that interview earlier this year about the state of ska.
Yes.
I mean, did you get asked about stuff like that a lot then? People are saying like, come on, what's going on over here? What's going on? Like, favourite bands, man, you young guys, who are you into?
Yeah, I mean, we could ask those questions. Sure. Are you asking that question? Or?
You can give me like a proper condensed answer to the who are your favourite bands at the moment, go on.
At the moment, I haven't listened to anything past like 1999, so I'll revert the question.
He's not lying about
I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
old.
I've been kind of jumping into old music too, man. It's kind of, I feel like, you know, as a musician, you go through phases where you don't really want to hear what is the up and coming new sound thing. You just want to like lean back on your original influences or maybe stuff that you listened to when you were growing up and kind of get in a sort of a songwriting headspace. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, so I don't like any bands.
But because we're gonna get flamed for that answer on the internet, I will say that there are obviously bands that I've listened to recently that are touched my ear, like a band called Pears. Have you ever heard of them? They're on Fat Records. Check them out. So I'll say that band.
Pairs, everybody, Pairs.
But I typically listen to older stuff.
Okay.